How do you reclaim your energy after you've had a depleting encounter with someone or a client? It's your job, so you want to do your best at assisting someone, and yet sometimes they can leave a little residue behind after you've done your appointment or session. And I'm sure we all have our sort of go-to self-care practices. For me, that's taking myself on a walk or taking a bath or writing in my journal. But we don't always have time to do that in the middle of our busy day, and we want to be able to honor the next client with as much of our attention and capacity as we can for their care. So I wanted to share with you two things that I do to help me reclaim my energy if I feel that something in a client has sort of been left behind in my space. And the first thing that I do is I visualize their energy moving out of my physical body and the space around it into a bubble like this in the image behind me. It's a bubble that's outside of me. It can be in front of me, it can be pretty far away from me, but I'm seeing that person's face and anything that they came with moving back out of my space into that bubble. And then I'm taking that bubble and I'm sending it to a very far away place. I might be sending it back to them. I like to do that sometimes, but if there's stuff in it that I don't think they want back, I will send it off to a faraway place and pop it with the belief that there's no harm done in the universe by exchanging that energy and moving it out of my space. The second thing that I do is I call my energy back to myself. This is so important, to call your energy back to yourself. And what I mean by that is when we're out there living and helping other people, little bits of our energy sort of like leaves this sparkly trail where it's been. And at times we need to just call it back to ourselves. So the way I do that is I imagine that I have either a funnel over my head or a big ball, a golden ball, like as again, I'm going to use the image behind me to indicate that's sitting over my head, and it's magnetically calling my energy back to me from any place that I have left it. I don't have to think about it really heavily. I can just intend that. And as that golden ball of light above my head gets really full of all the bits and pieces of my own essence that I'm calling back, I just watch it lower itself over my physical body and begin to fill me up. Every cell of my body, from the top of my head to the tips of my fingers and the tips of my toes, are being infused with the essence of me so that I can be operating from the truth of who I am and everything that I do. So thank you for the work you're doing in the world. There's so much we can do to help others when we are clear and have clear space for ourselves. Thank you.